So, big win for the Heat last night. Here's my only problem with it. It's not Duncan Robinson. This Jimmy Butler cannot deliver in an important game. I had over 6.5 rebounds for Jimmy Butler. The only category that he didn't fly over. He ended with 4 rebounds.
About to
He
drive
was
to Boca to fight
unbelievable.
you.
He
I'm
was
like, can't deliver. The guy is shooting 70% since the All-Star break.
You're like, did he watch this game? I'm the only one at the end of that game that's cursing Jimmy Butler. I swear to God, I'm at the end of the game. I'm texting a buddy of mine. I'm like, Butler stinks. And he's like, what are you talking about? What game are you watching? One guy stuck at 2 rebounds the whole game.
It's hard to crash the boards when you're carrying everybody else on your back.
He was amazing.
He was
We had
good.
2 bets last night. Solana and I had talked about it yesterday. You were off yesterday. Solana and I were going to bet the Julius Randle over. It was 26.5. And my buddy, Max Schwartz, you once gave him a pair of shoes. My buddy, Max Schwartz in Chicago, he's been on a heater. I was telling Solana yesterday, he's of legal gambling age now. When you gave him shoes, he was probably 14, 15. Been on a heater. And he texted during the show last night. He texted me and he was like, Julius Randle under. And then after the show, he had given me a whole bunch of reasons via text. So I wrote him. And Julius Randle under. I mean, he was nowhere near the Julius Randle that killed the Heat a couple of weeks ago. So missed on the Jimmy Butler rebounds, hit on the Julius Randle under. And what a victory for the Heat last night. We're going to talk about it today. Will Manso is going to join us from Local 10, Valley Sports Sun. And I don't know if you guys knew this. Just a little note. Erik Spoelstra last night became the 4th coach in NBA history to reach 700 career wins with just one team. The other 3 coaches, this is lofty company. The other 3 coaches, Greg Popovich, the Spurs, Jerry Sloan, the Jazz, and Red Auerbach, the Celtics. I mean, that is, when people, they still, I don't know how. And again, he's not right 100% of the time. He didn't see Duncan last night. But when people still debate somehow whether Spo, is a good coach, is not a good coach, the dude is going to the Hall. When I say like a straight line to the Hall of Fame, a straight line to the Hall of Fame. But that's an unbelievable accomplishment. And by the way, I think it says something about the Heat organization and Pat Riley and Nick Harrison, Mickey Harrison. They said it's Spo's time. I mean, it was Stan Van Gundy's time after Pat Riley, and then Shaq said no. It's Pat Riley's time still. And Pat came back.
Yep.
And then when they went to Spo and then the Big 3 era started, LeBron kind of said, no, you know what? It's Pat Riley's time again. And to their credit, they stuck with Spo. They supported him like you don't see most coaches get supported.
Nope.
And 700 wins later, he is in the company of only 3 others. And they're all Hall of Famers. You know what I mean? Greg Popovich, Jerry Sloan, Red Auerbach. You're talking about the creme de la creme of NBA coaches. So props to Spo on last night.
Like you're going to say, I was going to say the thing about the organization just being consistently competitive, because you have those lulls and something has to go. Like you always, and the coach is usually the first one to go. The Heat doesn't have those lulls. You take out the Big 3 category, because I'm one of the dummies, I guess, that say, hey, you give me personally Bosh, Wade, and LeBron, I'll win a couple championships. The other time, the playoff run, the bubble run, the Shaq and Wade thing back in the day, becoming what he was, and all of that put together, like you cannot doubt Erik Spoelstra in being a Hall of Fame coach. And I hate, Hawk, that people still question this man.
And by the way, I'm not saying that having great players doesn't make a huge difference, because you only have to look at Greg Popovich to know that if you have great players, you're a really winning head coach. And if you don't have great players, then you're not. So I get it. Like, he has been dealt a very nice hand of cards, but I've said it a million times. To me, Erik Spoelstra was uniquely qualified to coach 4 seasons of the Big 3. They allowed him to do it, and he accomplishes 700 wins last night with one organization. certainly worth noting.
And to have Pat Riley 2 doors down from you at all times throughout your career. And I'm not saying it as a knock. I'm saying it as the organization having that set up where Pat gives the team the Spo, but he's still right there. I've said it before. There's no way Pat Riley at halftime of games doesn't text or call Spo or say something in the alleyway. Hey, Spo, why don't you move to 3? Get a little smaller at 4, something like that.
I don't think he does anymore, but I will tell you, credit to Spo. I believe he leaned on Pat Riley and allowed Pat Riley to do those kinds of things for many of the first seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, we would talk like, we would say, oh, yeah, the head coach, Erik Spoelstra, they're really coached by Pat Riley, and I think gradually over time, he's proven that he's the head coach. I don't think he relies on Pat Riley much of anything anymore on the day-to-day stuff. But at the beginning, like, props to him for saying, oh, okay, I don't have to go out and prove myself here in one season, and I've got to cut all ties and get rid of any nonsense that Pat Riley has anything to do with my teams. Like, I think it was pretty clear that he would lean on Riley and Riley would have a say. And I just think it's been a marriage made in heaven. So good on them.
And one thing, all the personalities, him and Jimmy yelling at each other, bump gate and all that was nothing. Like, name me a real beef Erik Spoelstra's ever had with a player. And he's coached, like you said, some of the best in the world. There's no real beefs. They respect this man because he's maximizing their ability on the court. That's what great players want a coach to do.
Never got choked like PJ Carlissimo.
Sure did.
Too much?
Well, it added to my point.
So anyway, props to him. We're going to talk some Heat today. We'll get some headlines here, start out the show. Headlines with Alejandro Solana, who has on his little graphic up on our YouTube broadcast here, Jimmy Butler is my father.
He's also Julius Randle's father as well. Oh, Julius Randle doesn't get foul calls in Miami.
It was so great.
Hey, buddy, maybe next time you hit one prayer to win a game and you have a nice one, show a little humility, show a little class. Don't dance around the hardwood in Miami, which, by the way, has experienced more titles than your stupid franchise has ever experienced as a 5 seed this season. They're celebrating like they won the NBA championship. Guess what? Jimmy Butler showed them what real champions are made of last night, gentlemen.
Yes. I love it when Solana talks about his dad. Makes me miss mine.
The genes are gening for me right now. I got to look at 23andMe or something. I don't see it. I'm not gonna lie.